Welcome back to another episode of Wind Down. Of course, I'm Deja.
Aaliyah.
Amber. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. We appreciate you for tuning in. Today is going to be more of a touchy subject for our community. So, as always, if you are very easily triggered, I would not continue this video.
You're kicking my ass. You're not gonna keep saying that every video.
You have to.
Rated TV.
I'm trying to look. Make sure we cover all ground.
You tune back in and then you like it, so.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
And make sure y'all like,
What's that,
comment,
viewers?
share.
Viewer discretion. How you say that?
Viewer discretion is advised.
That's what
Rated
we're saying.
TVMA.
Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about the Black community and how we just our different opinions on how we feel like we're not growing as a community and what the real internal problem is on why we're not growing. So.
And before we touch on the Black community, I just want to say I am not Hispanic. Okay? I'm not Hispanic. 'Cause I don't need nobody. She can't say yeah. Okay? Okay.
And I'm not African.
Oh!
Anyway, well then what I'm saying, I'm not,
What are you?
Not racial.
I don't know.
I'm not offended by that though.
What does that mean? Okay, anyway. I don't know how to say this. Menage, whatever they just said. We're gonna do this one today. Bam, I'm gonna zoom in on it, y'all see it. It's sold at Target.
Sold everywhere. Walmart, all your liquor stores. It's for $8. $8.
It's a Moscato. So if you like Moscatos, try it. This video is not sponsored, by the way, so don't try to get us. Yeah. So we're gonna pour up.
A bit like Bobby Brown. Drink responsibility. I just started the other day.
You said drink responsibility.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like something my daddy would say.
I said, oh, okay. Okay, Bobby.
Okay, let's get started.
Alright, so we're discussing issues within
The Black community.
as a whole.
Yes, as a whole. So I'm gonna just give my first opinion and then y'all can jump off there. I feel like we are worst enemies. So everybody always wanna say, pin the problem on the white people, the Mexicans, whatever. But I feel like it's us doing it to ourselves mainly because there's like a small percentage that are like us, that have open minds, that are trying to do bigger things, that want to travel, that want to invest, that want to do different things. But there's a big percentage that's okay with staying on welfare. They don't want nobody to tell them nothing. They think they always right. Then they envious of other people. They jealous. I feel like we.
But where do you think the problem lies? Obviously, there's a problem with it because other races don't have that problem. So where do you think the issue lies?
I think it lies back slavery times. We were taught basically to want what the white man wants. So, and then they kept us in that mentality. There was like a line where we weren't allowed in certain neighborhoods. So eventually you're gonna be conditioned to thinking this is all we can get. Or this is what, like once you get to this status, you're good. And you're okay with staying at that status because you think that that's all you get.
But you know what they did first though? They made sure, because you can't get on welfare if you have a family.
Yes,
You have a single parent household.
Or you can't work.
So what they did first was they removed our husbands.
Yep.
Once your husbands,
It
it all went downhill from there.
Yep.
I agree.
So I just feel like we are, cause like I'm just with my daddy. Be quiet, cause I already know he gonna try to say something last night. He said, how we gonna get anywhere if the white people are against us the other like races, Mexicans,
All other
Chinese,
POCs.
and we are against ourselves. How are we going to get anywhere? And like, how is that going to happen if everybody is against us, including our community?
It can definitely happen, but it's with you as an individual.
But
You have to get out that mindset of blaming everybody.
yes,
And I think that's one of the problems with our community too.
yes.
We gonna blame somebody for
Yes.
everything that
And
happens.
really
you gotta
our
take
fault.
some kind of responsibility.
Yes.
Because I can understand maybe in the 50s and 60s saying, okay, black people or white people held us back or whatever. But it's 2022. There's a lot of
Like,
opportunities
what's
out
hope
there.
now?
But yes,
There's people that come from other countries here and that are
They do
doing
a lot
better.
better.
They do a lot
But
better.
it's because they help each other. They come down
Yes.
here as a family, they get one, and you don't leave until you're
until
married.
you're ready and you're yes. But that's the main issue. We don't want to help each other. They want to compete. They want to. Oh, she think because she got a $2 raise that she can tell me what she like.
But you know how hard it is to get that out of somebody's mind mentally? That's
Yes.
very hard.
And
to
that's
make
why
somebody
we not-
change their whole mindset
Yes.
of what their whole family has been. Like if you got a grandma that was in the project, and then her daughter moved in the project, and her daughter moved,
They think
it's
that's-
gonna change,
yeah.
but that's hard to change because that's what you've been
It
doing.
is hard to
Yes,
change.
it is.
Somebody gotta do it, but that's really hard.
It is, but it goes back to slavery, the whole leading up to now. They condition us to keep us in that circle.
And I feel like once you, like you said, you got a grandmother who lived in the projects, raised your kids, your child stayed in the project, and for whatever reason, I'm not sure where it turned or where it changed, but benefits became a good thing.
Yes. Now if
You have to basically make lemonade out of
But for kids, but not because we're grown now. But I remember being in high school, it was cute being from the project.
yes,
yeah.
you
were
wanted to talk
Well,
like
especially if that's all you know. And now, oh yeah, they really popularized
ratchet,
talking ghetto, all that.
ratchet.
what they
It's
call it
popular.
AAVE.
It's popular now. But I'm like, at the end of the day, it's not getting you nowhere.
So that's my thing. Even with celebrities, they don't even understand that they're still conditioned. Because, okay, you got clout, you got whatever right now, but eventually that stuff's gonna die, and then the people that you really want to do business with, they're not gonna take you serious. The type of wealth I'm trying to get to, and the type of people I want to work with is people like in Paris, London, like people that you gonna go in a room
And there is a big difference.
and there's gonna be
between black
there's a
and
different
national.
respect when it comes to as far as influencers that just act
But when you
crazy.
say like we are our own worst enemies, why can't we work together? If that's something you want to do, there are big people in Paris that are black, but would you run to them first?
Yes,
In the
if they not acting like I would prefer,
because we don't give each other a chance either.
but I would prefer one of me because it would make me more comfortable. But if but I watch and I research. So if I research and I see you not acting right or you doing too much, I'm not
For
for
me,
me.
it's one thing to be a little ghetto, because I'm.
But it's a time and a place.
I'm ghetto.
It's a time
But
and a
I'm
place.
professional.
You know
when
when
your environment affects the way you do business, it affects the way you carry yourself out in the corporate world. That's where
Yes.
it becomes a problem.
That's what I'm talking about. Like it's okay if you at home and we out at the club, you can do all that. But when it's time to do business, I need you to turn that switch off. Like act right, like you know how.
Sometimes they don't gotta switch. I done heard a lot of my friends that I grew up with. That's I am. If you don't like who I am, then
Then I'm not gonna hang out with you.
I'm just saying.
That's fine. You can be who you are, but you're not gonna be around me.
But to me, it's all about decorum. Like you are who you are, but you know what respect means, how to carry yourself in public, all that. But I've seen some people that like
But who determines how you carry yourself in public?
you.
Them.
It's yourself.
So this is another thing. They always want to bring up they neighborhoods how they grew up. There is people that grew up in horrible neighborhoods and still made it out and still got a great mindset. So to me, I don't have sympathy for people anymore. I don't.
I can't say
Because I feel like
sympathy.
not anymore because it's too much social media. it's right in front of your face every day. So you tell me you don't know that there's other options out there? Like,
Some
come
people
on.
do, but I know people in Fort Worth that have never been outside of Fort Worth.
And that's
I'm just saying. So it is, sometimes you are so closed in a box that you don't know. And it's sad.
But that's what it goes back to. There's too much social media and stuff to where that's not an excuse no more.
People don't have that drive like that.
But that's why I asked, like, what determines you have to, like the mannerisms when you go out in public? Who set those standards? Because my brother, he didn't go far in school. He didn't go far in school. He can't pronounce his R's. He can't say fruit. He said fute. But when he was around the palm-colored folks, they were towards him.
I mean, but no one's saying to be extra proper, but just
No.
just
To me,
conduct
it starts in the
yourself
house.
in a way
Like,
that's
I
approachable.
think your parents should teach you that level. of
Yes.
And that's just yes ma'am, no ma'am. And you don't even have
Yes.
to go that far.
Yeah.
Just to know how to speak to people, treat people how you want to be treated, basically.
Yes.
That's as simple
Okay.
as it goes. Like, if you can't do that, then you got a
Something's
problem.
wrong.
Like,
Very wrong. And I'm not. I have zero tolerance for that now. I used to be trying to help everybody, but now I just be like, I'm gonna just let you stay over there because
I'm the benefit of the doubt person. Like,
No.
I try to give you the benefit of the doubt because some people just don't know. I'm telling you.
I
Even
used to
in
think
this
like
day and
that.
age.
I know.
But do you
I used
honestly
to think
just
like
not
that.
know, or is it just a lack of common sense?
Yes, it's lack
Could
of
be,
common sense.
could
And
be.
they know.
Could be.
They absolutely
And
know.
then a lot of people are just stuck. Sometimes you get stuck in a situation and you just don't know how to get out. Especially
Okay, but wait a
in a
minute.
bad area and all that, you just don't feel like, hey,
Okay.
this is my
But
life
wait a
and I
minute.
don't know how to get out of it.
I live in Bedford. Now, last year, beginning of the school year, that was the first time parents got to walk their kids back to class. So a whole bunch of parents in the school. Me and we're leaving. We dropped Zane off, we're leaving. A woman came through, bonnet on. Hold on now. Bonnet on, sweatpants on. She had her 4 children with her and a crop top. Why? And you felt all them white folks looking at you, snickering at you. You felt that.
So I understand you just getting up and dropping your kids off. If I could understand if she wasn't getting out the car.
Don't get out there.
Yeah, you know, but
And
if
her
you
kids
going
weren't there.
in,
I'm
I wouldn't
sure
be
they
there.
But she, where the cafeteria at? I said, oh ma'am, it's 7:30 in the morning.
I'm sure.
Why?
And all the white folks were walking past her. There was a white woman with her husband that walked past her and just, oh my God, did you? And they just,
Like,
and to me, I'm embarrassed because I'm like,
yes. To me, that sets us. They don't understand that what they do sets all of us back. All of us. One little incident. See, I knew that's how they acted. See, I knew that. It sets the whole
I
community
see that a
back.
lot on TikTok. You
It
got
sets us all
one ignorant
back.
comment on TikTok, and it takes
And-
one white person to get in the comments
Yes.
and say, "See, this is y'all always do this.
Yes.
Y'all, they,
That's why
you
we
all."
don't get taken. So I went to training. I can't take. I don't really see at this place
Mhm.
before my job. I got there. And when I tell you, it took everything in me. I had to pray God to give me patience and tolerance because them girls, I couldn't believe it. Like how they would just act and just how they thought that it was cute and I'm looking at them like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, like one girl, it was a girl coming through. Mind you, it's downtown Dallas, so it's a lot of different companies that are in that building. It's like 10 floors. So there's people that are coming there in suits, and you don't know who they are. So I'm like, just in case, I'm going to look a certain way, because you never know who walks through that lobby or who. Like I'm here for
I
this
make myself
job.
presentable just go to
Yes.
Walmart.
Like I'm here for this job, but you never know. A CEO could walk by and be
I
like,
see you.
"What? You never know." There was I'm not even making this up. We was in the training class. All we hear is yelling and cussing. We thought somebody was gonna fight. So my trainer, she's running out there like, no.
Lord.
She's on the phone with her baby daddy,
Oh no, ma'am.
cussing her, you got me effed up.
If you work for me, you got
Loud.
to immediately.
Loud. Like I thought people was about to, I thought it was multiple people.
See, no, in my
And I'm like,
job, they
why?
were about to fight.
But
They
why?
were about to fight.
Yes, but why are you
Because
doing that?
I don't, for some reason, I don't know why they love to hire black people. They love to hire black people in customer service. White people do. They do.
Because-
I worked in a whole office full of black women.
Yes, that's
We
all
had a
it
few
was.
minorities here and there, but
That's
it
all
was
it
a company
was.
full of black women.
Yes.
And a bunch of messiness started going on.
Yes.
In the middle of our shift, a whole team was fixing to get up and fight.
No, I'm telling you, loud.
I don't-
Walking
I don't
through
see
it, and there was people sitting there just, and I'm like, mind you, they in suits, whatever. They be like what?
The ghetto.
Yes, and I'm like, oh my god, like, wow. Why you couldn't wait till you got to your car? Is it that serious?
Then you get the compliments like, oh yeah, you're not like the others.
Yes.
You're not like them. You don't
Yes.
act like that. And it's like, little
Like,
do you know.
You know how to act. Like, what does that mean? Like, I can't.
I ain't never got that, but I got, you're not from Fort Worth, are you?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not, and I don't want to be. Sorry.
And not just putting Fort Worth down, I'm just saying.
I don't want to be. I'm kidding.
Just the area that I was working in, you could tell the difference.
You can, but you know, I'm from Dallas, so all those girls is from Dallas, like Oak Cliff, like they from North Dallas, like. So I'm just in there, I'm just like, Lord, what did you put me in? Cause every day it's my baby daddy this, my baby daddy
I got
that.
tired of saying
Tell me why my baby daddy tried to talk me out, and I fight niggas, I fight, like, and I just like, God,
You see that mama? It's a spitting image.
yes,
Because you have to get something. You don't just get that out the air.
Yes.
It gotta be something you see in your environment, something that make it ain't
So,
just.
of course, I don't know why, but people always feel comfortable, even if they don't know me, they always feel comfortable coming to me and talking to me and asking me for advice. So, of course,
you end up an hour talking about somebody they baby daddy.
yes, she come to me, you seem like you're very level-headed. And I was like, oh God. Thank you for advice. I'm going to give you my honest opinion and what I think of the situation. Yes. So I'm gonna honestly give, I'm not gonna sugarcoat, I'm gonna honestly give you what I'm just saying, if I think you're wrong, I'm gonna say you're wrong. If I think you're not, I'm gonna tell you not. But that I always ask, are you sure, before I even start? Because a lot of people ask for the truth, but they don't really want the truth. They want you to
They
tell
want yes,
them what
ma'am.
So I kept asking, are you sure? Like, cause I don't think you know who you're asking.
But the whole point
Like,
is, I would have let
but-
her vent, but then I would have went and got deeper. Because if you talk to people long enough,
No,
you'll see
I
that
understand.
this is the problem.
No, but that's why I say I think it's my my calling, because I'm able to dictate the deeper behind it. So she was telling me, and I told her, I was like, and honestly, it's basically the same thing I had to tell myself. I was like, you do know that you're causing this problem, right? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, everything that's happening to you, you allow it to happen, and you have full control over it. If your baby daddy is y'all fighting, like physical and all that, and y'all got kids and this and that, you feel like you can't grow, then don't you think it's time for you to move away from
At
it?
that point, you're holding yourself. in that
So,
spot.
like, those are my exact words. Like, when I say I don't have sympathy, I don't have sympathy for people that aren't trying to do anything. Like, if I
But
give you
there's so many
advice,
black women in that spot,
and if I
though,
give
that's
you, no, but this is why I say I don't have sympathy. She came back the very next day and asked somebody else the same thing.
Because you didn't say what she wanted you to say.
That's why I say,
But
that's
why
when my
you-
sympathy goes out the window. That's when my sympathy for you goes away.
It would
Because
have just been like what I told you.
yes, but that's what I mean. But that's what I mean by I lose sympathy. I have sympathy up front.
I mean, as
Like if this is the first
we
time
go
we
through that.
talking, because we all go through stuff. I know life is crazy, so I have sympathy. But if you come and you keep coming to me with the same, and I'm
gonna
like,
cut you
look,
off.
You know why I'm
Mhm.
saying
No,
I would
ma'am.
still have sympathy for her? Because obviously she don't get it. And she gonna go through a lot more stuff.
But
than
that's
that.
but
what
I
So
love
was
it.
feel
I love
bad
it
for her
for that.
because you didn't even take the
But-
advice that a stranger was giving you.
But and
I
I
don't
gave,
know.
like, when I give people advice, I literally give it from from my heart. Like I'm literally trying to. Okay, let me see how I can help. Like really help her.
I just don't understand why we keep putting ourselves in those situations when it comes to men. Like I understand like other races of women go through the same things, but as black women, why do we? I haven't met not one
That hasn't went through.
that hasn't went through the BS.
But then honestly, I don't want to put it on us. We always put it on us. Why can't the men just act right?
Sometimes it's on both. It's on both parties.
But why can't
Most of the time, it's on both parties. I can't put
that
it on.
too? But we always want to go straight to the woman.
But what I've learned
first.
in relationships is if you don't set the boundary from day one and make it known what you want, what you need, what you're gonna
Even-
tolerate,
but-
not tolerate, and once you see that they're not providing that, it's time to go.
Yeah, because I would say
But
they
you
can
learn that
fake
too late.
it. Because you can tell them up front, they can fake it until they feel like they got you.
But that
And
mask
then
always
switch.
comes off.
Yeah,
again.
and then they switch. But then some women don't know how to get out of it. Well, some
We
women
learn
can't.
too late. and
Or
after
some
it's
women
too late.
can't, because you know y'all living together, y'all got a kid now. Like it's more layers to getting out of it. So I was just telling her like, look, it's easier said than done, because I know y'all got kids and stuff, and you know, but you need to start.
If you really want
start
better.
trying to figure it out how you gonna, or just pray about it and ask God to give you a way out. Like He gonna give you a way out. But we all did it, so we all have done stupid stuff. So I'm not even gonna.
But that's me and woman thing. When we get back to the whole black community thing, I don't think that fits in the category of just because that's a man woman thing.
Yeah.
Because there's women, white women that have been going through.
Yeah.
Oh, they go through it the most.
So that's a whole man woman thing.
Don't.
But as far as the black community, you gotta focus on those relationships that are strained from
From the get-go, since what, the 60s, 70s?
Yeah.
That's when it all started? Because before then, it was nothing
So they
but...
move crack into the neighborhood.
You don't
Black.
The goal now is not even marriage in most relationships.
It's not. It's how each party is going to come up. Woman is money. Men is, they just want a trophy to show off. Like, they don't care. They're not even looking at the brain, what's inside. They looking at the booty and the BBL.
And by the time they're
They
looking
not
at it, it's too late.
Yes, they don't like. They care about nowadays. Men is image, women is money. That's all it is,
Yes.
and that's the problem. That's why we keep going in these circles. Oh, well, she just wanted me for my money. I wonder why.
Nigga, you ain't got no money.
For one, if that's what you come to the table with, like I'm
Like, if you
turned
get the
off
first-
by
yes.
dudes that talk about their money.
I was like, don't
when
talk
you
to me.
first meet them.
Because
Like,
they
You talk about
that's
your
a
money
turn
around me, you
Yes.
should rob you.
But
I'm just saying.
no, but to me, that tells
No.
me everything I need to know about your
Yes,
character.
you driven
If
by
the
money.
first thing you
Well, if
say.
that's how you can get a woman, that's all.
That's what
That tells me all I need to know. I don't need your money, and I don't care. That tells me that one thing you controlling, or that's how you gonna try to use
You
to
use
try
your
to.
money to make up for somewhere you
Yes,
lack.
yes. And I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't know. I don't need that. But I need peace of mind. Thank you. I don't need no money. I
But
need my own
if we
money.
get into, you know, the issue in the black community, you do have to talk about men and women because we're not together.
No.
Black men and women, we're not together.
At all. And then I'm gonna say it. I don't care because I know y'all gonna be in your feelings. But they don't even want black women no more.
That's a whole other conversation.
Ain't no whole. Well, we gonna say that for
That's a whole
But
other conversation.
they don't
Women
want
can-
black women no more.
Let them tell it. Well, no, it's all
No,
it's
actually,
always
hold up,
the
hold up.
certain ones that be like,
Yeah.
well, black women don't choose me, and it's
No.
I don't think it's the fact that they don't want black women. I think it's more of a challenge. So
Yes.
why would you put yourself
They
out
don't
We
want
know
to
you.
something else is easier?
Yes.
We
They-
know y'all.
But they say they don't want a black woman, but they go and get this white woman that wants to be like us.
And leave them a single mom.
So what are you wanting? I'm just sick to it, but what do you want?
Me.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
You want a black woman, you just don't want the one that's gonna hold you accountable for your actions. Which is fine, because we don't want you anyway. If
And
that's
then
the
you
case.
just have the black people, not even just men. We're gonna say men and women that secretly don't like things about themselves.
And
So
project
they,
it.
exactly. So they purposefully go out and try to make biracial kids.
Oh, that's
Just
so.
to slowly try to turn them against their own people.
Yes.
For one, I don't respect a black man that don't respect a black woman.
Yes.
Because you
Because
can't
that say
respect
a
a regular
lot
black
about you
woman.
if your mama is black.
And your sister, you got sisters, cousins, your mama black, your grandma black, and you gonna say you don't like black women? What are you talking about?
Hey, man, that says a lot about you.
And then as soon as some stuff go down, they looking for a black woman to come march with them.
A white woman is an interracial couple. She was like, when she goes jogging, she runs behind her husband, not in front of her husband, because the neighborhood they live in, they would think or be under the impression of this black man is chasing this white woman.
Why do you have to do that? Like, that is ridiculous. I just want, never mind, I can't say it on camera.
This is a disclaimer that I'm not against interracial dating or marriage or none of that. I just don't think it's good when it's with an intention. Like if you intentionally want to go
If
after
you-
this race,
Yes.
It's a
you
mission.
intentionally want to have
It's a
this
mission.
baby by a mixed person.
Yes,
The
that's-
intention is
or-
what's wrong.
No,
Because
no,
that-
what's not even that. If that's your preference, you can have if you love
That's the difference.
if you like
But
white
when
women,
you ask,
but
why is it always a put down
yes,
for
don't
black women?
put down the black women because that's what you like. That's what I don't agree with. If you like white women, just say that you like white women. It is okay, but don't say
But they say,
I chose
like
her
white
because-
because black women do this.
I've
No,
never
we don't-
heard that, though.
We don't want to hear that.
I've never heard
We
of
don't
I
care.
like white women because white women are blah blah blah
Yes,
blah blah
it's
or
always
Hispanic
something
women are
about
blah
us.
blah 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 blah. I've never heard
it
it.
because.
It's always about us. So
I've
that's
never-
where the problem is. If
But
you-
when you hear what they say about black women, it's all stereotypical.
yes,
It's nothing, and I'm like,
It's
those
all
are the
dirt.
black women that you met.
yeah.
Go outside
And
and
then
tell me
that's another
something.
thing. You ask yourself, why do I keep attracting these type of women? It's obviously something about you that's attracting this type of person, and that goes for any race, any
Yeah.
color, anybody.
Yes.
Why do you keep attracting this type of person? You always want to be like, well, I don't like black because of this, and this. But why do you keep attracting those type of black women?
Something
And there's
with
something
you.
about you.
You gotta get outside. You say all black women is this and this and this.
Only
I
the black
know
women you
that
attract.
make 100,000 a year. I know black women that's ghetto. I know black women that's
Yes, but that's that's
So it's
any.
all across the
What they
board,
don't know
like-
is that is any race. I know from white women, they are very classy, they corporate, but then there's some that I be like, ma'am.
That's an act. That's an act.
Like-
There's no such thing. There's no
So
such
it's
thing.
all they pushing off their insecurities
Yes.
onto black
There's
women.
no such thing as a white woman that's not, it's all an act.
Yeah, and
It's all
then
men.
also, why do they always ask black women if their kids got the same daddy? That pisses me off. I get that
Black
every
kids don't
time.
even have the same
No,
daddy.
but
Oh, my
but why does it always us? Every time I say I got 2 kids, they got the same father.
Why do you want to know, Amanda? What's the
My
truth?
question that I get that makes me mad.
Like,
is
really?
When a guy asks you, what do you bring to the table?
Oh.
Like, that's the worst
That's
question.
the most feminine thing I've ever heard.
I'm like, if we
That's the
we
most,
just
I got a
getting
booty
to
cat
know
thing
each
I've
other,
ever heard in my life. I wish a man
never
would ask me
understood
what
that.
I bring to the table.
Maybe birth. First of all, birthing a child alone is enough. Do they not understand? I don't think men really understand women in general. They think they understand us, but they don't. With the whole, they feel like what I've seen a podcast where a guy said that every time a woman gets pregnant, she loses value.
I ain't never heard
What?
that.
I can't. I'm not gonna cuss. But what are you talking about? Do you not know what goes into giving birth? There are women that die from giving birth.
No, they think
And the
they think it's
opposite
a
of
joke.
that though. Like I don't have to.
That's not
I
nothing
may
that-
never have to.
Yes.
But I might be devalued because of that. So
But
it's gonna
it's
be different
like-
things.
But
It
that's
don't matter.
nothing to play.
That's his own personal
That's
opinion.
like y'all think having a baby is just okay. Let's get a pregnant.
No,
Like it's not like
y'all
that.
seen the little short clip of the podcast where a group of men invited a group of women that did not want to have kids, and they basically argued those women down on why they should change their minds on not having kids.
Why? So we can be a single mother?
He's like, my grandmother has 20 grandkids each. Okay,
That's
good for her.
And what's
And that's
and
beautiful.
where did
But
that?
that ain't
And I'm
for
pretty sure
everybody.
she didn't have to work either.
Exactly.
That's beautiful, but that's not for everybody.
I'm not gonna handle it.
She had 20 grandkids. I don't know, it might be a little inaccurate, but he said the grandma had so and so amount of grandkids because she had, I think, 4 or a couple kids, a group of kids of her own. And out of the group of kids that she had on her own, together that made something teen grandkids.
But that's how it was
But
back in the
she
day,
didn't have to
though.
work.
But the fathers were still there. Nowadays, if you have
In their household, because he wasn't black. I want to say he was another type of POC. He wasn't white.
oh, okay.
But he wasn't
But that
white.
is a lot that comes into that. So when they ask what do you bring to the table,
I wish a man would ask me that, baby. I came with my own
For
money.
one,
What do
I
you
feel
bring
like
to
if
the
you're
table?
talking to me, then you know what I bring to the table.
Yes.
That's what attracts
you pursued me. What do
If
you
you
mean?
have to ask me what I bring to the table, that lets me know what type of woman you naturally attract.
So if you first of all, if you pursued me, what are you asking me that question for? You came after me.
It's a kind of a sneaky way to tell you too that they don't
They don't
really
have
want you.
anything.
They don't have no intention.
Yes.
So they're trying to put it on you to ask you what can you value me if I'll choose to make you a man.
Well, not even that. They know they don't bring anything to the table.
Yes.
So they want to know
Any
what you
man
bring.
that
to the
has
table.
to, no, any man that has to ask that question, they don't have anything, so run. If they asking you what you bring to the table,
They got a coochie.
that means they don't even have a table.
Not
for you.
necessarily. I think that I'm telling you.
They don't even have a table.
They don't have a table. They don't have the dinerware.
They don't have a chair. They don't even have a chair.
They don't have the legs to the chair.
So if they ask you that, just say, okay, I'm not the woman for you. That's all I'm gonna say and walk away.
Check, please.
But I just want to get back to building together. A man and a woman building.
Not even that, the whole
Building together,
community.
period.
Friends be envious of each other.
That too.
Family be envious of each other.
There's
There's mothers
jealous
jealous of their own daughters.
Yeah, that too.
There's moms jealous of their own daughters.
I've seen that.
And that is a topic that is trending on TikTok. There's a lot of young black women that are coming out with their own stories,
Yes.
explaining why they feel like their moms were jealous or intimidated by them.
Yep.
Especially if your mom was a single mom. As soon as you hit a certain age, it's like you all of a sudden become a competition.
Yes.
Especially if you go a little bit further than
Or
her
if
mom.
you, I'm sorry, but if their child turns out to be really pretty,
That too. Or
They got-
or developed a little, you
they
know.
want to. That's
That's
why.
all mental issues.
Yes.
And that's a whole conversation too. Mental issues in the community.
But we can.
But we are,
Because
but
you
we're all.
gotta have some kind of
But
try
that's-
for you to even
but
be
that's
in competition
part of-
with your own child.
But that's part of why we're not
That's
going.
some deep stuff.
But
going
that's
on.
part of why we're not going nowhere. We're in competition with our friends, with ourselves, with our parents.
Let me just tell you this: therapy works. A lot of people
And
in the
therapy
black
is now
community
free in
need
some
it.
places.
Because sometimes it's not what's on the surface. It's stuff that's way deeper in that's got people acting this way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you. I would suggest it. I ain't been to therapy myself, and I probably could use it. I'm just me speaking personally. Because we've been through a lot of stuff in our family mode that, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's projected out.
But if you
Yeah.
parent that is jealous or envious of you, that's a narcissistic parent. And some
Yeah.
therapists won't even treat you if you show narcissistic traits.
Yes.
They won't.
Because there's none to fix. I mean,
It's not
it's
a-
hard to fix.
You
Yes.
can't
They
be
gonna
fixed.
go back and forth with the therapist.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're gonna
what-
manipulate.
Yes, they're gonna, yeah.
And lie to them. Once the therapist picks up on the fact, okay, this person is a narcissist,
They
they're
don't
gonna probably
wanna-
end it there.
Yeah. Cause who got time for that? Like,
I would feel bad for a child in that situation. I'd be like, just once you get grown, disassociate yourself from
Yes,
it.
you
Because
will.
that ain't healthy at all.
that is.
But that's a form of a trauma bond, so it's really hard to disassociate yourself like that.
I bet.
Yeah. And then, so we're gonna go to the whole baby mom, baby daddy thing in the black community. I feel like, honestly, I know y'all done seen that video with that girl that did the whole McDonald's thing with her baby daddy. My
Oh, she got
thing,
money now.
that's what she was looking for.
She got money now.
That's what she was looking
She
for.
dropped her baby's little clothing line.
That's what she was looking for.
So I just
So-
recently saw that it's coming out. She's saying that was fake. Have y'all seen that?
No.
I just recently, like last night.
So she
I don't care if it's good or not, but to me, it's ridiculous all
Even if it
together.
was fake, that's a real issue.
It's a real-
Because I've
exactly.
seen people that feel the same way. They just didn't
Yes,
quote unquote put him on blast.
so we're gonna pretend it's not a skit and it really happened. So my thing is, how are you gonna try to make this one father pay for the other fathers that's not doing anything? And didn't nobody tell you to go and keep having kids with different men?
Okay, but my whole thing is, if Zane picked up his phone or his iPad
And call his dad.
and called his daddy and said, "Can you bring me something to eat?" I would be embarrassed as a mother. Cause you mean to tell me I can't buy all 4 of my kids McDonald's?
But no, but her
That's
nails
crazy.
done. She got a lace front on, lashes, but you can't go to McDonald's.
And I look deeper into the videos because I like to investigate. She was in some kind of business when she supposedly put him on blast. So I don't know if she was in like her own business or
Yeah, she
whatever.
dropped her. She has a
So, like,
line for little
Clearly
girls.
she has some kind of income coming in.
So she just
And then you say that you're on food stamps too. And if you have 4 kids,
That's
I'm
a lot of
pretty sure you
food
get a lot. So I'm like, I don't think it was the issue that she couldn't feed her kids.
She
She
just
was
ignorant.
more mad
She
that
ignorant.
he didn't get them something because that's his kids. Silly.
But that's not his.
But I'm
Look,
looking at the fact that the
so-
baby picked up the phone and said, "Can you bring me
so
something?"
I'm going
Yeah.
to say it because ain't nobody gonna say it. He don't owe them kids nothing.
No.
Sorry.
You know.
Now, granted, I mean I can see where she coming from. She don't want him eating in front of the kids.
But
Whatever.
she also wouldn't
But-
allow that baby to go sit in his car and finish
Yes,
his
but
meal.
he does not owe them kids anything. So for everybody talking about, well, she right. He should have not. He don't owe them kids nothing. Those are his kids.
But you know what my main thing is? I think the reason she done that, she trying to save her embarrassment of having to explain to them other 3
Yes.
why they can't have them.
Yes.
But
Then
he
she had to
offered.
tell them that, oh,
He
y'all ain't
offered
doing
for
it
the baby to go
But
sit
then
in the car
also-
and finish his food.
She don't want to
Yes.
take accountability
Yes.
to her other kids and let them know
She
why
don't wanna take
they
accountability
can't
that
have
she-
it.
That's her
messed
business
up.
and that's her fault.
Yes.
So she's trying to save herself from the embarrassment of telling your other kids that they daddy's
The fact that baby number 1 at the phone is more than enough embarrassment for
So
me.
my thing is, it's mothers like her that give mothers like us a bad rep, because it's always our fault if we're not with our kids' dad. But it's for
Yeah,
people, it's for women like that.
Even if we
Some
leave
mothers
first,
don't really try and really are good mothers, and they daddy just don't want to do nothing. But then you have the mothers like her that are forcing the kid's dad to go away because he don't want to deal with the mama. So then you gonna have the kid growing up thinking that their daddy just didn't want to do nothing for them when it was your fault. Now it's another repeated cycle of daddy issues.
Especially throwing the food at the end of the video.
That was too
like,
much.
now, come on, man.
that was too much.
Like that.
Because even if it was a skit, baby, I still paid for this.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
I think now because she's getting so much flack, like she's trying
She
to.
thought
trying to make herself-
Yeah, she thought she was everybody's gonna be on her side.
Yeah, really. That's so.
Now that
It
everybody-
wasn't,
Yeah.
There's a lot more men commenting on this situation than it is women.
I'm
And that's what
commenting.
she
I'm
wasn't
saying
expecting.
yes. I'm
She wasn't
commenting,
expecting
and you're wrong, and I don't care because what is your problem?
But this is in this station years ago. One of my cousins. I ain't gonna even put her on there, but she knows she is. She was basically saying like if she was with a guy and he had other kids, she would do for all his kids.
That's
she was
fine.
like, she said if she said her baby daddy had called her,
That's
and
fine.
his daughter by another woman needed diapers. She was like, I went and bought because we together, and if the mama can't get them, then I'm.
Oh, and they in a relationship.
yeah.
Oh,
They-
that's it. I thought they was split up.
No.
But
But basically, she said she would do whatever.
Yeah.
Now-
but if we're together, those are my kids now too.
But as co-parents, if you have
But
that
if-
type of relationship, I would have no issue.
Yes.
Because you,
But
dependent
but
on
That's what this lady is saying, though. He
But-
did all that while they was together for the kids, but now that you
because they're not together no more.
so he can't keep this lady.
No,
No.
no, he's not.
Because if it was him,
he's
would she
not
buy all his
obligated
kids
to do
stuff?
that.
I get it. It's just good to play devil's advocate.
But
She didn't even want to get her own kids McDonald's. Do you think she would go get his kids?
Yes.
She was on the other foot.
Yes.
She wouldn't even get her own kids
She
McDonald's. You think
no.
she's gonna do it for his
If she
kids?
ignorant towards him, imagine if it was the other way around. You think she's gonna go buy some other woman's kids?
But that's the whole point of introducing your kids to all these different people. Because then they getting attached to these dudes. Oh, he was doing this when we was together. Yeah,
But he's not obligated to do
But
that.
then who's suffering at the end of the day?
The kids.
Even
That's-
the ones
that's
that got
why-
McDonald's. Because
That's
he
why as
still
a mother, you
understand-
gotta make sure your
He don't
paper's
understand either. And then you gotta explain it to him. So that's what you, to me,
But
that's what she
my thing is, no, so this is what the black community needs to learn. Nobody owes you anything and nobody's obligated to do anything for you. So if you just get that out your mind and really just start focusing on yourself and trying to get yourself together, it will be much easier to
My cousin sitting
navigate.
in jail right now.
Because-
She think everybody owe her something.
Yes,
Oh, Lord.
because I was mad. I was mad at my parents for a long time because I felt like they owed me for what they didn't do. And in reality, they don't.
Once you reach a certain age,
They don't.
The most that they owe you.
Is maybe a
Explanation.
or explanation.
Because
Yes.
they're navigating this world just like you are.
everybody else.
Especially when you become a parent, you can notice that yourself.
Yes.
Because there's times you're going to miss the mark
Yes.
for your own kids.
Yep.
So then you have sympathy toward them like, oh,
Yes.
my mom and dad was trying to figure it out just like
Yeah.
I am.
Exactly. And
Yep.
if you reach a point where you're not going to get that type of communication out of your parent,
Then you gotta
it's
let
time,
it go.
as an
Just let it
adult,
go.
it's time to let
Let
it
it
go.
go.
I've seen way too many hurt kids, like as adults, on Father's Day and Mother's Day. I've seen way too many hurt posts.
Yep.
This is a sad day for me. Okay, well, baby, let the rest of the kids who had good
Yeah.
kids enjoy it.
I'm just,
But
but
then-
if you holding on to that as an adult,
Yes.
what your mama and daddy didn't do.
But also,
You need a doctor on demand.
Dr.
Therapy
Phil.
is free. If you have good insurance, if you don't, it's $12.50.
So my thing is, just with that, like a lot of our community think that people owe them something. And that's why they are so bitter, mad, jealous. Because they think people don't owe y'all nothing. Sorry.
Even your friends.
I mean, it sucks. It sucks that it's like that, but don't nobody owe you nothing and nobody's obligated to do nothing for you. So if y'all would just get that out y'all mentality and start operating on
that you're
that,
owed something.
you would be much better off.
Sometimes people just get stuck with that.
Like, cause for the longest,
And it's
I'm
hard. 'Cause
Yes.
I know I was there at one point, but
yes,
at one point I'm like, hey man, if this is gonna stop me from getting to
Yeah.
So in order to fix our issues within the black community, it's all about taking accountability. Stop with the somebody owes me something somewhere, no matter if it's your mom, dad, friend, it doesn't matter. Your workplace, nobody owes you anything. And once we come back next Sunday, we're gonna have an actual parent with us and we're gonna have a real conversation.
y'all pray for
A real
us.
conversation.
We're gonna have a parent and we're gonna have some male perspectives. So y'all just stay tuned for
Good
that.
conversation.
Hope
She said,
it's gonna be good, but it's gonna be a lot to take in. So
But on this episode, let us know, your thoughts, your opinions, how you feel, and
comment, like, share. Feel free to comment and tell us what y'all would like for us to talk about or what opinions y'all would like to hear from us. Y'all can send us videos that y'all would like for us to touch on, anything. So yeah, that concludes this video. I appreciate y'all for watching and tune in for next one. Bye.